Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium here for Game 2 of our two-game PSCL coverage today. The Snowbirds and Bombers set to square off alongside Sam Walters. I'm Steve Granado. Two different streaks on the line here today. The Bombers find themselves with the winners in 3 straight. Quite the opposite for the Snowbirds, who have dropped 4 straight. And we'll try to break out of that here today, as Jalen Edmonds strides into the right-handed batter's box, facing off with J.D. Deneen, the left-handed starter here for the Bombers. Set for baseball from Palm Springs Stadium. The lefty is set. Here comes the first pitch. It'll be foul back. We are underway here for Game 2. 11:46 the game's first pitch. The sun is shining here on this Friday, soon-to-be afternoon. It is 101 degrees here. No balls, 1 strike here on Jalen Edmonds. Deneen again works exclusively from the stretch, like many we've seen in the PSCL this year. He misses downstairs and in, 1-1. Oh, he called that a strike, rather. Not too much pomp and circumstance. It's 0-2. O2 offering is pulled on the left side. Wait for the hop and make it belt high for Deshaun Johnson. Throw's going to get away. Give it an infield single. Now the throw down is going to sail into center field. So a single and a throwing error on Johnson. He was going to beat that out. Jalen Edmonds has got great speed.
Yeah, no easy plays when you're trying to beat that.
Tell me how the Bombers shake up defensively, Sam.
Sure. In the outfield for the yellow and white is Brandon Smith in left, Mason Daniels in center, and Nick Schnapp out in right field. Third to first on the infield, Deshaun Johnson. At third, Brandon Dodd at short. Matt Gonzalez manning second, and Justice Lucas over at first. Vinny Alfino's behind the plate.
Brings up Trevor Shepard here for the Snowbirds, then followed by Danny Gill. Anything further, Jacob Kalt, Mason Grace, and Joseph Grignon. Bottom part of the order goes Juan Sarmiento, Dylan Brown, Camuliola Aina, and then Matt Siebold.
You can just go with Ola.
Yeah, but it's the full name. Trevor Shepard bats now with a runner at second base. The pitch is down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Warm afternoon here in sunny SoCal. Light cloud coverage off in the very far distance. And boy, when I mean light, I mean light. There are 2 clouds that we can see.
One looks like a goldfish.
Thank you, Sam. One looks like the Greyhound bus logo. Pitch is outside, runner goes to third. He's got a stolen bag. Just mentioned that speed here from Jalen Edmonds. It's on display again. That's Edmonds' 6th stolen base of the year. He's 6 for 6. Flipped out towards right, and the speed may come to play here. Schnapp is over in near foul territory. The runner bluffs, and that was probably the right move. Good throw there. It does get away from Alfino, but better not to gamble with that being the first out.
That was medium depth in right field, but either way, Nick Schnapp does have a cannon. That was a good throw down the line.
Danny Gill to the plate. Chance to drive in the game's first run with a runner at third. J.D. Deneen making his 2nd start, his 4th appearance of the year. Not much action for him, just 6 1/3. No 1 record. Opponent's batting .231 off of him this year. Breaking ball misses downstairs, 1-0. Danny Gill, the center fielder. This is his 11th game played in this season. He's 7 for 23, 6 of those hits singles, and then got the exact opposite direction with a homer. Runner at third, and Jalen Edmonds, they would likely concede the run. Well, they ain't going to concede nothing. There's a single back up the box and earned by Gill to make it a 1-0 Snowbirds lead, 3 batters in. Wasting no time. The Snowbirds trying to get back in the win column. Like that approach from Danny Gill.
I agree. He knows what he has to do there. I mean, they're sending them up the middle a lot, mostly because J.D. Deneen works vertically. A lot of his pitches are either high or low in the zone. So guys aren't having to go and stretch left to right trying to force it the opposite field.
First pitch to Jacob Colt, misses below the strike zone, and it's a 1-ball, no strike count. RBI single for Danny Gill. His 5th RBI of the year. That one misses out. 2-0 on Colt, the left fielder. One out here in the first inning. Pay attention.
I've noticed a lot more recently whenever we hustle to get our scorebook filled in, especially these ones in between games for the PSCL. My C's look a lot like my L's.
I get that all the time, too.
Left field and center field.
Yes, I get that all the time. And, of course, Danny Gill and Jacob Colt. Gill center field, Colt left field.
I was just about to say that Jacob called the center fielder today. Nope.
Nope, he's in left.
Sure is not.
Yeah, that's what happens when you scramble riding. Couple of balls and no strikes here in the count here for Jacob Colt. Gave him a strike there. 3-1. The pretty decent crowd we had here for game 1 is filed away. And we are left with the remains here of a little bit of crossover action with that first game running long. Ground ball to second. This should be an inning-ending double play. Dodd gets it back to first, and that will finish the frame. Gonzalez, Dodd, and Lucas turn it here to end the inning, but Danny Gill gets the Snowbirds on the board here early. An RBI single back up the box. Bombers will try to respond with Brandon Smith against Chaz Graham when we come back. Brandon Smith will lead off the bottom half of the first against Chaz Graham. As we begin the bottom of one, it's 1-0. Snowbirds just took the lead. First pitch bunted right back to the mound. And welcome to the ball game, Chaz Graham. You got to field your position. One away. Bunt pop-up. I think that's the first we've seen this year. Chaz Graham has pitched in 5, well, this being his 5th, his 3rd start. And I believe this is our first look at him.
It is.
Okay. That's shocking that he missed us every time. Brings up Nick Schnapp. We'll get to the rest of the lineup here momentarily. First pitch on its way. is in the dirt. So it's Nick Schnapp now. Then it's Deshaun Johnson and Tyler Richardson, Brandon Dodd, Justice Lucas, Mason Daniels. And the bottom part goes Matt Gonzalez, Alex Betancourt, and Vinny Alfino here against Chaz Graham. Good third start for Graham. All his previous 4 outings out on the turf field. So first time he gets some real dirt. Swing and a miss. You're talking about your C's and L's getting mixed up, Sam? How about my F's turning into I's? Take a look. That's what happens when you got to write quick
Rhode
turnaround.
Island.
Yeah, the Rhode Island position. He skies it out towards center. Danny Gill will wait a minute. Put it away. Defensively now for the Snowbirds.
In the outfield, left to right, Jacob called out and left. You just saw Danny Gill make that catch in center. Matt Siebold, man's right. Third to first on the infield, Ola Ina at third, Jalen Edmonds at short, Dylan Brown at second, Joseph Grignon covering first, and Trevor Shepard behind the plate.
Chaz Graham working on a 1-2-3 frame here if we can get Deshaun Johnson.
Not an easy task.
No. Takes the ball 1-0. Johnson, we've made known, Cal State San Bernardino, and also plays for the Power. He'll play tonight. Or this late afternoon, I should say. Got him to pop it up first base side. Grignon chases on the track near the skirt. Can't make it. Long run. Not exactly head first dive territory with a chain link fence coming up.
No, it wouldn't be pretty.
Yeah, you got this, Chaz. I'll just take care of that. It's all you.
Well, Deshaun finally had a game without a hit.
Yes.
Back on the 30th, 2 days ago.
We saw that here.
Dropped his average to a measly 667.
Is that all? Oohs and ahs for strike 2.
Sounded like we bowling.
We're all just getting, it did sound like we bowling. We're just getting ready for 4th of July fireworks.
That's right.
Just testing the
Somewhere
vocal
else.
cords. 1-2. Outside 2-2. Somewhere else, not here.
Yep.
Be smart. We're in a drought.
Dumb ways to die. That's one of them.
There you go. 2-2. This one will be much easier in right field. Siebold comes in, will make the grab, and that will be a 1-2-3 frame. All outs in the air, never touched the ground. We go to the second, 1-0 Snowbirds. Bombers are already going to the bullpen. J.D. Nanine just goes 1 inning and gives up an earned run on 2 hits, and they'll turn it to Kayak Wildcat. The right-hander will face off with Mason Grace, Joseph Grignon, and Juan Sarmiento here in the inning. First pitch to the UCR kid. He lines it foul. It's 0-1. Third appearance for J.D. Nanine, or pardon me, for Kayak Wildcat. I was still reading Danine's name. And it's a good opportunity here for Wildcat to work in a clean inning and try and work out some past demons, and this will help out. Here's a ground ball to short. Brandon Dodds got it, and there's 1 away on 2 pitches. It's been a struggle to find the zone for Wildcat, to be a little brutal honest. But, again, that's why you're here. That's why you're working out the kinks. And that's a great start to his afternoon. Brings up Joseph Grignon.
Yeah, he also hasn't been brought in the most clean situations. As you mentioned, this is the first time this season he's coming in a clean inning.
First pitch to Joseph Grignon, 1 ball, no strikes. Kayak Wildcat, 6'3", 210, out of Fairview High School, native of Boulder, Colorado. Currently attends Lamar Community College. 1 ball, no strikes. On the first baseman, Grignon. Lifted out towards right center. That's away from everybody, but recovering and unable to make the grab is Nick Schnapp. A good effort there for Nick Schnapp. He was shaded towards the first base corner. I'll go as a single for Grignon. That was a full-out effort, but Schnapp just couldn't keep his glove in it. Brings up Juan Sarmiento with a runner aboard at first. I think this might be the first time we see Sarmiento without a mask.
Might be.
He's been wearing a K95 mask for safety reasons.
As well as both of his brothers.
Yes, understandably so. Completely get it. It's taking me a while to get adjusted, I know. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but it's still something. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Sam, I know a couple of days ago went out to get some dinner nearby at nearby casino. They had a couple dinner spots out there, restaurants. And I left my mask in the car, and it felt weird when I walked in there. It was indoors with a lot of people. Foul ball, 0-2. I know even just going to the grocery store, I feel strange still. It's still that little hesitancy after a year and a half of wearing it every single time you step out your front door.
Yeah, it's nice to be encouraged by the state at this point now.
Yeah.
I mean, from a guy that came from Georgia, it's definitely a lot different on each coast.
Sure. 0-2 pitch, up and away, and it's 1-2. Runner at first, it's 1-0 Snowbirds. We're in the second. 1 out. Wildcats 1-2, little slide step. And they ring him up on the inside edge. Down looking goes Sarmiento. He can't believe it. That's the first strikeout on either side of the card. A little generous. Thus the reaction. Dylan Brown to the plate now. 2 gone, 1 on.
It's just tough when you have that near 12-6 curveball.
Outside with it.
Those ones that you don't have to see sweep left to right or right to left, depending on the arm side. I mean, it's hard to be able to make that call, but you're having to look vertically, not looking for a corner particular.
Got underneath it, popped it up. Shallow center. Daniels giving chase. So is Gonzalez. It'll be Daniels, the center fielder, to take charge and put it away. 1 out single from Joseph Grignon. Nothing else here in the second for the Snowbirds. 4 up, 3 down to the bottom of 2. It's 1-0 Birds still. Bottom of the second coming up after a 1-2-3 first for Chaz Graham. Tyler Richardson will lead things off here for the Bombers. His first pitch will be grounded towards third down the line past Ina and into left field. Extra base time for Tyler Richardson. It kicks into the corner. He's thinking three. Hits the corner, turns on the gas, and he's in with a leadoff triple. Tyler Richardson breaks out the wheels and hustles up to get a three-bagger to begin the second.
Just a reminder that Tyler Richardson is a catcher. Out here, extra base hits galore. Not only that, really good speed. Knows how to cut the bags. Not the fastest guy on this Bombers roster, but he is cleanly getting his way around.
That's his second triple of the year.
The first one was just like that. Smoked down the third baseline.
Chance for the Bombers to tie as Brandon Dodd sends it backwards 0-1.
The Bombers must lead the league in triples. We saw a couple in a game from Deshaun Johnson. 2 on the season, I know, for Richardson.
And that one's going to sneak into left field. Waste no time to tie the game here in the second. Triple by Richardson, single by Dodd. We're square at 1. You'd love to see it out of the Bombers. Come back after trailing early, get wasted in the first 1-2-3, and then come out swinging in the second.
This is one of the most capable lineups that we've seen. Top to bottom, these guys know how to get runs across.
To partially answer your question, Sam, that was the 5th triple of the year for the Bombers. Downstairs on Justice Lucas. Have to do a little bit more digging to see the true answer for you. Swing and a miss, it's 1-1. With that triple, the Bombers do now lead the league in 3 backs. Behind the Blue Sox, or behind are the Blue Sox. 1-1 to Lucas. Chased it. 1-2. The Rush and North Stars are still looking, along with the Grizzly, are still looking for their first triple. Not an easy thing to get, by the way.
No.
In the dirt, 2-2. Weirdly enough, we don't really know how the turf field plays. We know here there are triple opportunities, in the corners especially. Alleyways sometimes, but the corners, with the amount of foul territory here, really can play to a triple, and that's what we just saw. Full count here on Justice Lucas. I have no idea how the turf field plays. I've never seen a game on the turf field.
Neither have I.
We can kind of see it over the right field wall, but we're always here.
Looks like that warm-up pitch was a strike.
There you go. 3-2 liner, one hop off the mid of Edmonds and into left field it goes. First to third attempt for Dodd, ball overran. That'll go as a straight single for Justice Lucas. First to third for Brandon Dodd. That's 3 straight hits.
Like to see him hit the ball hard.
Yeah, we've been waiting for that here from Justice Lucas.
Just exit velo, just being able to get the ball, whether it's on the ground, in the air. You know, the ground rule double he had a few days ago was a long, long time in the air.
Yeah, I got underneath that one. Mason Daniels to the plate now with a chance to give the Bombers their first lead of the day. We're square at 1 in the second.
Mason Daniels has a triple this season.
There you go. Calling your shot, Sam?
No.
First strike, 0-1.
Just pointing it out.
I called my shot the other day.
And it did not work.
Yes, it did.
Oh, you're talking about the
power game, the Brian Leaf homer. I
thought we were talking
completely
about-
called my shot there.
I thought we were talking about something different.
Ground ball towards the hole. Long run over the third baseman, Ina. Bobbles got it to second in time, but not to first in time. So a run does score on the fielder's choice. It's 2-1 Bombers. Little bit of a bobble for Ina, but I think regardless, he still would have beat it out at first. Fielder's choice and an RBI for Mason Daniels. Goes 5-4 on the putout. for Matt Gonzalez, the second baseman. Runner takes off, first pitch, tough to throw on. The tag not there, just a hair late. Mason Daniels with an extra inch steals second.
5th steal this season, hadn't been caught once.
Barely made it that time. All things considered, pretty good toss there from Trevor Shepard. It was on the money. Big lead and a big jump. He's got third, too. Somebody put a leash on Mason Daniels. He's running all over the place.
Took the helmet off and smiled back at the bench. Said, that was easy.
Press the button. On its way to Gonzalez. Ground ball back towards the middle. Edmonds, the sliding stop. Back to his feet, throw to first, and his foot was on the bag just long enough. Joseph Grignon reached back with his toe and got the out. They're going to come out and have a conversation about it. That's the second out of the inning. Coming in to score is Mason Daniels. So RBI ground out for Matt Gonzalez. It's 3-1 Bombers. That was a heck of a play by Jalen Edmonds. Speaking of just barely getting it. First pitch in the dirt. This is Alex Betancourt. So the stolen bases come into play. Fielder's choice, 2 stolen bags. Ground out, bring them home. 3-1. 3-1.
Yeah, that's one underrated part of Mason Daniels' game is just when he's not leading off, you don't think about him as just an absolute speed threat. Depending on who they have in the top of the order for the Bombers, anyone can score a lot of runs with Deshaun Johnson behind you and
strike call 1-1.
And a lot of other guys that are producing. Richardson with a lot of RBI this season already too. But putting him in the bottom of the order, right behind Justice Lucas, there's a chance to score a run at any point.
Swing and a miss to make it a 1-2 count. Looking for the first punch out. Not that time. 2-2.
Thought I'd mention that in this lineup from the number 6 spot to the number 8 spot, there is a foot difference. Matt Gonzalez is 5'8". Justice Lucas, 6'7".
Sheesh.
Indeed.
2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Went to the changeup and got out Betancourt way out in front. First strikeout of the game for Chaz Graham, but runs into problems here in the second. The Bombers strike for 3. We go to the top of the third, and the Yellow lead at 3-1. Moving to the third inning, it's a 3-1 Bombers lead now. They just took the advantage with the 3 spot there in the home half of the second. So we'll see what Ina and company are able to do here for the Snowbirds. First pitch to them is downstairs, 1-0. 9-10-1 due up for the Snowbirds. Game 2 of our 2-game coverage alongside Sam Walters. I'm Steve Granado. Just past 12:15 here in sunny SoCal. The 1-0 for a strike? I don't really know. What did he call it?
Believe it was a ball.
It is 2-0. Well, he makes that shoulder motion, and it makes me think that he calls it a strike. I got gypped on that one earlier in this game alone. 3-0. I know that one.
It's because he calls in front of him for the called strike.
Yes.
Usually you see it out to the side.
Yes.
But it's right there in front of it.
Good point. That's not what you want from Wildcat here. What made him successful in the second was that first pitch strike. How many times are we going to bring that up this summer, Sam? That first pitch strike, especially for these guys, it seems to really make a difference. It's the first walk of the ball game, puts a runner aboard at first for Matt Siebold. I really liked that second inning from Kayak Wildcat, though.
Showed a lot of promise.
Runner at first, the first offering downstairs with that red helmet. You could almost mistake it for Ethan Cachetta, but that's Matt Siebold.
Even Cachetta doesn't wear a red helmet.
Doesn't he?
No, he wears a green
Oh,
helmet.
it's the green helmet with the red jersey. That's what I'm thinking of.
Time loop.
Yeah. 1-0 to Siebold. Foul back. Yeah, I forgot it was the Christmas tree at home.
They both got the flow
It's
in the back,
hair,
though.
yeah. That's what's
Siebold's is curlier, though.
true.
Cachetta's got a flow.
Cachetta's got that Garth look, dare I say. Breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Siebold's got like the Golden Girls curls.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
A little Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah. Hunter Holmes is warming up in the Bombers bullpen.
Speaking of flowing locks. Doesn't he? No? Am I thinking of just anybody at this point?
I think
Outstairs
so.
3-1. You gave me a look like I had lobsters crawling out of my ears.
Yeah, Hunter Holmes is definitely
Clean cut?
rocking the clean cut.
Oh, yeah, that's short. That's like a 1 all around.
Yeah.
My bad. See a lot of players around these parts. Town ain't big enough for the 2 of us. See, the runner goes. He doesn't. 3-1 will be bailing him out. Into center field. Daniels to put it away. Back to the top of the order. Jalen Edmonds led off with an infield single. He scored the first run of the contest. The Snowbirds looking up at 2. Play here in the third. 1 out, 1 on. Now, my hair doesn't grow like that. I don't get the long flowing hair. Yours does.
Yeah, a bit. I've never never tested it that far.
Well, if there was ever a time to do it, it was the last year. So you blew it.
No, I did it. I have pictures of me with long hair. I just cut it before you knew me.
Outside with it, 1-0. Mine just grows up and thickens. Curls. Thanks, Dad. Appreciate ya. Hey, thinning, not balding in the family, though, so I'll take it. Stepped off to look at the runner, now back with the sign and set. Runner bluffs, pitches way away. 2-0.
I tried to give myself a head start to balding when I was like 4 years old. Grabbed a pair of office scissors. I was just tired of my hair.
Oh, nightmare.
Cut 3 chunks out of it.
Oh, no. Little Sam, what are you doing?
I have no idea.
2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. I have learned to cut my own hair. Barbershop closed, obviously, for a while. Bought myself some Wall.
You get the peanut? Wall has like a peanut model.
Oh, no. I was like, what? Runner goes, down and in for ball 3. Throw down from the knees is late. Swipe a bag for Ina. Maliola Ina. I could say it. I'm determined.
Kamaliola.
Maliola.
But he does go by Ola.
I know. But again, I'm determined. Jalen Edmonds trying to bring home a run here in the third inning. Not with this one. Full count.
I'm loving the game going on this field right now, but I keep on just my eyes wander into right center field, and I see these light blue jerseys for the Rush.
It's like a
looks like an interesting game
like
going
a traffic sign.
Yeah.
Draws your eye, purposefully so.
I'm getting rubbernecked by the Rush. Rush burnecking. I don't know.
Stop. Just go by your head.
We tried.
Payoff. Line down the line. That's in fair territory to bring home a run. Edmonds on his way to second. The ball got past Schnapp, and it's all the way into the corner. Up to third. Will they wave him? They will wave him. Here comes the throw, and he's out by a mile. Oh, you got to respect it, though. Almost had ourselves a Little League home run. It'll go as an RBI single. A fielding error in right for Schnapp to get him to third, but then they put him away. 9-3-2. Oh, I wanted that one, Sam.
That would have been
our second Little League home run at the ballpark this year.
That would have been it. That was so much fun to watch.
I knew that was a big gamble. They were banking on a bad throw.
Nick Schnapp doesn't give many of those.
Yeah. He already gave you one grace with a fielding mistake. First pitch to Trevor Shepard is in the dirt, 1-0. Oh, I wanted that one. I've never had a Little League homer. Out of play with this one. So close. Not really. He was touching third by the time the ball got to the infield. That was like Kit in A League of Their Own, blowing through the stop sign in the final game of the Women's World Series. That's what that was. Should have took him out. Smacked into right center. Long run in. Daniels lays out and pulls it in. Well, this third inning had a little bit of everything. A run comes in to score for the Birds, and they now trail by just one. It's 3-2 to the home half. We buckle our seatbelts here as we go to the bottom of the third. It's a 3-2 ball game. Vinny Alfino, the only Bomber yet to bat today, will lead things off here against Chaz Graham. First pitch to him catches the inside edge, 0-1. And that top of the third inning. How about it? Boy, howdy. The 0-1. Off the end of the bat, rolled back into fair territory, and Vinny Alfino stands in the box contemplating life.
Poor guy.
That had a massive English on it to get it back into fair territory.
I didn't know we were playing snooker today.
Apparently.
He cued that one down the first base line.
Had some spin. So one weird out. There's been a few of them in this game. First pitch to Brandon Smith. He swings and misses, 0-1. Smith tried to bunt his way on and popped it straight back to the mound.
Quite honestly, Vinny Alfino is a really good billiards name.
Okay, yeah. Hey, see? Playing billiards. There's a ground ball down the third baseline, foul. You think you can beat the old Alfino?
It's me and Vinny Alfino. We're going down to the pool hall.
Put him up, put him up.
Put him up, Vinny Alfino. Put him up.
You ever see that from Family Guy? The in shape, out of shape guy from the 50s?
No.
That's a good one to look up. And now back to in shape, out of shape guy from the 50s. Just a guy, trousers pulled all the way up. Put him up, put him up. Swing and a miss. Down goes Brandon Smith. Went to the changeup. Second punch out for Chaz Graham. He's trying to make quick work here in the third. Nick Schnapp now, the center fielder. Right fielder, rather. Why did I say center fielder?
L's, R's, C's. What's the difference?
I don't know why I said that. Probably because I've said 8,400 words today. Swing and a miss, 0-1. That's a good Google. How many words a day does the average English speaker say? I say about 4 because I can't speak.
The ablish.
The ablish blinglish bleaker. The 0-1. Ground ball through the hole. And we will not have a 1-2-3 bottom of the inning. Nick Schnapp picks up a single. That's the 4th hit of the day for the Bombers.
Well, we are no average human when it comes to talking.
Sure.
Pretty average otherwise.
Oh, below.
Just a guy.
Just a guy with a book and a mic. Somehow they let me in.
Just a guy with an oblish.
We're going to get a pinch hitter here.
Hi, Connor Lang.
This is Connor Lang batting for Deshaun Johnson. That's a little odd.
Might want to give Deshaun the day off since he's playing tonight.
Probably.
The rest of the day.
There you go. First pitch misses out, 1-0. So Connor Lang for Deshaun Johnson. We're here in the bottom of the third. It's 3-2 Bombers. Johnson ended up flying out in his lone at-bat. Runner takes off for second. The ball skips in. Good tag. Not in time. Hand just beat it, did Nick Schnapp. Okay, here we go. I found a study from the University of Arizona. On average, this is from 2014, down and in. On average, women speak 16,215 words per day, and men speak 15,669. So about 600 less words on average men speak, according to this 2014 study from the University of Arizona. Strike call 2-1 here on Connor Lang. Or 3-1 rather. Doing research, sorry. I was in the lab.
Dexter's Labo.
Okay, reel it in. Runner at second base and Schnapp with 2 gone. Throw sails into center field. Chaz Graham, that wasn't it. They're going to try and wave him home from third. They're paying the nonchalant. He comes in to score. Don't sleep on Nick Schnapp.
Tools on tools on tools for Nick Schnapp. He's got the arm. He's got the contact. We've seen power before. That's the speed.
You fall asleep, you get robbed.
He ran through the Schnappstein.
Stop.
Wait, Schnapp.
No, he was not getting
Sign.
help. That was all the way. All the way. 3-1 the count. It's a throwing error and an unearned run. Ball 4. It's unearned at this point. There's really no need to make that throw. Just no need. Focus with a 3-1 count. First error for the Snowbirds today. So if the average male says about 16,000 words a day, how many do we say? We probably do that in a game.
Probably.
Somewhere around there. I mean, just me answering was 3 words. Somewhere around there. That's 3 words. That's 3 words is 3 words.
That's 3 words.
And those 3 friends find 3 friends. In tight here to Tyler Richardson. He had the triple back in the second, which put the Bombers on top of the league lead in team triples.
Thank you, Stats and Research Department.
Yeah.
Also
Saber.
known as me.
Yeah, that was Saber. You know they're doing work for us now. Flipped out towards left center down for a base hit. Rounding second, they're pushing the envelope today. Here comes the throw to third. Not in time. Up to second base goes Richardson. So that's a single and an advance on the throw for Tyler Richardson. Put him on second and third. That run that Schnapp scored now turns to earned. Brandon Dodd now to the plate with a chance to add to the total. It's already a 4-2 ball game. Down and in 1-0. Approaching the 1 hour mark. It's 12:35 here in Southern California. Sam Walters to my right. I'm Steve Granado.
Nice to meet you, Steve.
What's your name? Little broken bat flare towards right field. That one's down as well. We'll bring home 2 more. RBI knock for Brandon Dodd, and the Bombers piling it on here in the inning. It's now a 6-2 contest.
Just need a bloop and a Brandon.
That works.
There's 3 of them on the team. One of them will do it.
Brandon Dodd brings home a pair. He's now got 3 ribeye steaks on the day.
The Dodd father, perhaps.
Tattoo it on your chest. Justice Lucas to the plate. 1-0. Lucas singled his last time up. It's 1 for 1.
On the knuckles.
All right.
Dodd and father.
Wouldn't fit. Well, I guess 2 Ds. How would you fit father?
I don't know.
He corks one to left field. It's going to stay up, however, for Colt, who will run all the way back to the dugout after the inning ends. A big frame for the Bombers here in the inning. They scored 3 times, doing so on 3 hits. We go to the 4th, and it's all Bombers in this one, 6-2 now. They send Kayak Wildcat back out to the hill here for his third inning of work. First pitch comes home, misses, 1 ball and no strikes. Leading things off, it's Danny Gill, then Jacob Colt, and Mason Grace here in the inning, 3, 4, and 5. One 0 offering, misses upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. We should be seeing a new third baseman. I believe that's Connor Lang. Yes, it is. So Lang remains in the ball game for Deshaun Johnson over at third. 2-0 pitch from Wildcat. Misses upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. Again, you would really like a clean frame here from Kayak Wildcat. He began the third with a walk. Works ahead. Things work out for him. There you go. 3-1. 3 runs in the second, 3 runs in the third for the Bombers. Snowbirds looking up at 4. You can see him kind of aiming that.
It's trying to force the arm towards the plate.
Yeah.
You can't really do that. It has to be either like a slingshot motion or something that's giving you full stride momentum towards the plate.
Yeah, he's short arming.
Yeah, the alligator arm is not going to get you very far.
Saw that on 2 of those pitches, those last 2. He got the strike on the first one, and I think maybe subconsciously was going, oh, that worked. Okay, let's do it again. It's not going to work for you. Jacob Colt to the plate, rolled into a double play last time. Bunt tried third base side, foul. So again, in case you missed that, Colt 0 for 1, double play. Runner at first base with nobody out. We're in the top of the 4th. Last game of the PSCL today. In the dirt, got away from Alfino. Up to second goes Gill. He rounds and looks, but content at second base. One ball, 1 strike. On its way now. Fell off the plate, 2-1.
Looks like Jake Cooch is warming up in the Snowbirds bullpen, and Hunter Holmes heading back to the dugout after throwing for the Bombers.
Likely see Hunter Holmes. 2-1 pitch. He's still aiming a little bit. 3 balls, 1 strike. It was a better toss, but just the way it comes out of the mid, I want you to watch that.
You can tell because his elbow's poking out a little bit.
Yeah.
That's how he's not getting the full extension.
Yeah, that's the short arm. Back-to-back walks. You never want to go up and change your mechanics mid-inning. In this case, I think you might have to.
I think it's fair to go up there and say, hey, you're not
extending.
Right.
But they're just going to take the baseball away and bring out Hunter Holmes. So gets ran out here in the 4th inning. We'll have our second pitching change for the Bombers. Hunter Holmes will take over to face off with Mason Grace. When we come back, it's 6-2 Bombers. Fourth time we get a look at Hunter Holmes this season, but it'll be the first time we see him out of the bullpen. He takes over for Kayak Wildcat, who went 2 innings plus 2 batters. 2 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. The runners on base are still his responsibility, however. First pitch of the day for Hunter Holmes. He overthrows it, 1-0. Mason Grace, the batter, he rolled over to short his last time up. 6-2, Bombers lead it. We're in the top of the 4th. Holmes, one of the stronger lefties we've seen out here in the PSCL this year. Especially one of the stronger lefties we haven't seen up with the power this year. 1-0 is a grounder through the hole and into left. They will hold the runners where they stand, and it'll load the bases here for the Snowbirds, who are trying to battle their way back in. So Mason Grace, the hit. That is the 5th hit of the day for the Birds. Still nobody out, by the way. Joseph Grignon will be tasked with trying to get the Snowbirds back in this thing. Grignon singled back in the 2nd. That was against Kayak Wildcat. Holmes comes home. Whew. Strike called, 0-1. That was in the dirt. A gift. Take it. Say thank you and unwrap it.
See, this is what we're more accustomed to seeing from Hunter Holmes. He's typically coming in a bullpen role with the power.
2-0.
It's 1-1.
Or 1-1.
It
should be 2-0.
You thought it was 2-0.
Yeah, my brain was telling me otherwise. Go ahead. Say what's supposed to be.
Yeah, his first time out of the bullpen here in the PSCL, but 2 games, 2 saves up with the big club.
2-1. Not currently on the big club is
right.
how I should have said it. And pitching here, unlikely to see him tonight. Very unlikely, as a matter of fact. Actually, we won't see him tonight. He's missing the strike zone right now. That should have been ball 4. It's 3-1. Haven't seen him struggle with command like this. Gotta venture, I guess this will be the first time, if he does do it, walk home a run. He doesn't have very many bases loaded situations against him.
He's typically able to work himself out of giving up free passes, but right now he's got 2 inherited runners.
3-2 now. Looks like that rush game just ended. Cleaning up the turf field over in right. That'll wrap up the day over there. The morning and mid-morning games over there. And of course, we get the 9 and the 11:30.
Oh boy, we've got some interesting action in the Bombers bullpen right now.
Oh, let me hear it in a second. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners everywhere here for the Snowbirds, threatening with nobody out. Payoff pitch from Holmes. Out of play.
Gary Peralta is warming up for the Bombers. He has not pitched this year. I don't believe he's listed as a guy that does pitch, but
okay.
He is in there getting his warm-ups in.
We're going to have to try another payoff. This is the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Here it comes. We're going to take 8. At least. Peralta is listed as a pitcher. We just haven't seen him. Here it comes. Outside ball for lost him. Bases loaded, walk to bring home Danny Gill. The Snowbirds respond here. Give them credit. Both times they've gone and given up big frames, they've come back in response. It's now 6-3. There's still nobody out in the inning. That run charged to Kayak Wildcat. A strike called here on Sarmiento. He struck out looking on what he thought was a ball back in the second. Strike zone has been expanded here today. No other way to say it. In the dirt, gets away, however. That'll bring home another. Don't look now. Here come the Snowbirds with a tying run at second base now. So Colt scores. Grace to third. Grignon to second. That run again charged to Kayak Wildcat. That closes the book on him. 2 innings plus 2 batters. 2 hits, 3 earned. A walk and 3 strikeouts. One ball and 1 strike here on Sarmiento. Got him to chase it. 1-2.
It's hard to describe the kind of inning we're seeing Hunter Holmes have because he hasn't had many like it.
Yeah.
He had that one start where he went 6 1/3 and gave up 6. No, he had 9 walks and 9 strikeouts, if I remember correctly.
Off the play with it, 2-2.
It was a tough outing, but he was typically, until that last inning he came out, typically able to work out.
Yeah, he gutted his way.
Yes, and even when he left, he still hadn't allowed the run to score on. I think he allowed 1 run that whole game. None of them on bases loaded walks, none of them on wild pitches, things like that we're seeing right now.
2-2 got him swinging. That's a big second out. Second time Sarmiento's gone down on strikes. Give the first one to Hunter Holmes. Dylan Brown will try and tie this ball game. Tying run at second. Snowbirds held a 1-0 lead briefly before surrendering 3 in the second and then 3 again in the third. First pitch on its way to Dylan Brown. Line drive into center field, down for a base knock. They'll bring home both. Throw coming up from Daniels is offline, and we're tied somehow. The Bombers got out to a massive 6-2 lead after a big 2 innings, and the Snowbirds come storming back in the fourth. Two-run single for Brown. And that will run Hunter Holmes out of the game. What a frame here for the Snowbirds. They have plated 4, and they're not done. They'll go to their 3rd pitcher of the inning, and we're square at 6 here in the top of the 4th. Well, the numbers seemingly back up what we were kind of thinking there for Hunter Holmes. Was living in the mid-70s, topping at 78 in his third of an inning there, which is significantly less than we see when he's around 84, 85. That is a big difference, leaving it over the plate, allowing a couple of hits, a walk as well. First pitch fouled off by Ina. It's 0-1. New pitcher into the ballgame is Gary Peralta. First time we see him on the mound. The right-hander takes over. Fourth pitcher already used here for the Bombers. We know why J.D. Deneen was taken out. Or at least we have a great hunch, because he is on that PSCL roster for the uncommitted team tomorrow night. But that is very uncharacteristic of Hunter Holmes, and I think it has to do with a little bit of pitching as much as he's had to over the last couple of weeks. Upstairs with it.
Yeah, Hunter definitely didn't look as comfortable as he had in outings past.
I wouldn't go as far to say that he's pitching injured. I wouldn't say that.
No.
But it's just the extra use. These guys aren't used to it. Off the plate and down for ball 3. 3-1.
He just came back outside of the dugout for the Bombers and sat down and got a big jug of water. I can't tell if he's looking more discouraged than usual or just more tired. I think it's probably a mix of both.
Yeah.
He only saw 4 batters.
Foul ball. It's 3-2. I mean, you mix the 4 outings here, the couple outings at the top. That gets to you. That's a lot of pitching. Even if it, he comes in for an inning, comes in for 2, an inning and a third, something like that. It's still the ramping up. It's the getting ready, mindset, ramp up, ramp down. That's what gets you. When you're in it, you can keep going. But it's ramping up and ramping down. That's what puts strain. Runner goes, pitch outside, throw means nothing. So that'll be a walk to Ina, his second of the day. There's still only 1 out. I think I misspoke earlier when Sarmiento struck out. I believe I said that was the second out. That's just the first and only. Brings up the 8th batter of the inning, Matt Siebold. Siebold flew out back in the 3rd inning. A big top of the 4th here. 4 runs across. They've done it on just 2 hits and have taken advantage of 4 walks now. You hit a screeching halt here in the middle part of this contest. First pitch. Upstairs 1-0 on Siebold. Got to give credit to these Snowbirds.
They got a lot of fight in them.
Easily could get down when you're trailing 6-2 after back-to-back 3-run innings. But to bounce back with 4, I see you.
This is a team that's still searching for their 3rd win. They got a lot of heart.
1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Dylan Brown at second, Ina at first. Big lead at first base with them not holding. Lucas playing behind. I'm swinging if I'm Siebold if I get something here. 2-0. Here it comes. Didn't get anything. 3 balls and no strikes. Might have a rollover inning here, which we haven't seen in about a week.
No, it's been a while.
But the Bombers can ill afford to keep going to the bullpen.
Thomas Nelson, their head coach, is out there watching Gary. Looks like they're going to start warming someone up. Maybe Alex Betancourt.
Ball 4. That is the 5th walk of the inning. And the bases are now loaded for Jalen Edmonds, who has 2 hits today.
It's been quite a while since we've seen things unravel for the Bombers, much like this. believe it was their first game here at the Palm Springs Stadium that things got out of hand, and that was one of the rollovers we had seen at that point. But since then, they're on a 3-game win streak. We see them a lot here, and typically the offense is clicking enough that pitching can go do whatever it needs to do, and they typically carry the freight. It's just right now just couldn't get a solid few innings is enough. I got to imagine Kai Wildcat needed, was scheduled to probably go 3 or 4.
That's Alex Betancourt warming up. And the bases are loaded here with only 1 out. Edmonds infield single in the first, single to right in the third. He has an RBI and a run scored today. Can make a big difference right here. First pitch floated, shallow right. They were shaded in. It's not going to get to anybody's mitt. It'll bring home a run, and back on top of the Snowbirds, leading for the first time since the first inning when they had a 1-0 advantage. Jalen Edmonds' second RBI of the game, and it's 7-6. Trevor Shepard to the plate hitless today. Can add the lead now. He smacks one into center field. Good read off the bat. No, it's not. It took a weird line on Daniels. And it'll bring home another RBI single for Shepard. Now they got him in a rundown. Running around there is Siebold. He will get tagged out. So Ina scores on the play. Everybody moves up. And it's now an 8-6 Snowbirds lead. Oh, I thought Daniels had a good jump on it. He made it look so confident. And then it just kind of cued on him to his left.
Just kept on spinning right.
He looked so sure of himself.
And it looked like he really did have a great jump off the bat, but he kind of hesitated after the first 2 or 3 steps.
Yeah. So they get Jalen Edmonds all the way to third base. Trevor Shepard got to second for a strike. 0-1. This is Danny Gill. He led off this inning with a walk. They have batted around. This is the 11th batter of the 4th.
Good example of how free passes can turn into a big inning.
6 runs on 3 hits in the dirt, 1-1. My scorebook is ruined. Come back with it now. Ground ball sharply to second. Into the mitt of Gonzalez, and finally, the top of the 4th ends. 6 runs on 3 hits. All those runs earned halfway through this one. The Snowbirds on top, 8-6. wild one in the desert today. A 6-run fourth for the Snowbirds. They got themselves 8 runs. They've done it on 7 hits. First pitch down and in. For the Bombers, 6 runs on 6 hits. They have committed no errors, or rather 2 errors, 1 error on the Snowbirds. And a wild and wacky ball game. Chaz Graham, I don't think he thought he'd be in this position with an 8-6 lead. Here's a bouncing ball left side of the infield. Bare hand throw to first, and it's just wide. The runner will take off for second. The throw down from the catcher, Alfino, who backed up the play. The tag is there. Oh, he's safe at the bag. This game's got everything. Sam, take it away from me.
I guess I will. That was a good cover by, man, Trevor Shepard was there to cover that play, and the throw to second was so close. Looks like Mason Daniels is checking out that knee. We saw him exit the game about a week ago. A weird slide into second base, much like that one.
Sam, that was the weirdest toss I've ever had. I've never had one like that. I'm giving a hit to Daniels and then a throwing air to get him to second.
Sounds fair to me. They'll get a runner out there. That's Aiden Rowan that'll take Mason Daniels' place.
Yeah, that is the weirdest toss I've ever had in my life. In the middle of a circus. Dun, 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 dun. Cue the music, Kenny.
Matt Gonzalez digs in. He lays down a bunt, but it's going to be popped up. Caught by Shepard. Easy first out.
That's our second one we've seen. Brandon Smith had one in the first.
Not sure exactly why Gonzalez is bunting there. You don't want to just concede outs when you only have one runner on base. Maybe if you have first and second. But especially first pitch and you don't get it down, I'm not sure about it. Either way, it's Alex Betancourt. He grounds that one to short. Jalen Edmonds gives a look to third. The runner advances, but he makes the play at first for the second out.
We're seeing Mason Daniels walk down to the trainer.
Yeah, just rounded around the concourse where our marketing pit, the VIP is. Looks like it could be a hamstring.
Yeah, he's grabbing his right hammy. I think it's that. Stomp on the brakes, cut back again.
I think so. So here's Vinny Alfino, the catcher. Grounded out his first time up in the third. He's got a runner 90 feet away. The Bombers are down by 2. Snowbirds storm back with a 6-run top of the fourth. First pitch called, strike to Alfino. That 6-run inning only on 4 hits for the Snowbirds. Free passes have plagued the Bombers today. Next pitch from Graham bounces in the dirt. It's 1-1. So Aiden Rowan is going to be listed as the pinch runner. He's at third. That one misses in the dirt again. 2-1 to Vinny Alfino. Still Chaz Graham in this game, working for the Snowbirds. Twice now they've taken back the lead. That one's hammered into left center. Chasing is Jacob Cald. It's going to get over his head. Heading for extra bases with an RBI to his name is Vinny Alfino, and it's an 8-7 ball game. RBI double for the catcher. That's how to come up in a big spot. All you needed was a base hit. But Alfino able to come through. Another runner in scoring position for the Bombers.
Bottom of the first and the top of the second were such a simpler time, Sam.
They were much simpler days. They're going to make the move to the bullpen. Snowbirds will bring in the new left-hander. That's Jake Cooch. I'll tell you more about him and the rest of this game coming right up after this. Left-hander Jake Cooch enters the ball game for the Snowbirds. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. He faces off against Brandon Smith. Leadoff batter for the Bombers. He takes one outside. It's 1-0. Vinny Alfino's at second. He just had the RBI double to make an 8-7 ball game. Snowbirds still leading by 1. That one's grounded to second. Dylan Brown handles it. He makes the easy throw over to first, and that will retire the side. So 2 pitches and 1 out for Jake Cooch ends the bottom of the 5th. We head to the next inning. Pardon, the bottom of the 4th. We head to the top of the 5th. Snowbirds still leading at 8-7. Top of the 5th is still a wild one going on right now. Snowbirds leading by 1, 8-7 over the Bombers. The Birds will have the bats here in the top of the 5th. Facing off against a new righty for the Bombers, Alex Betancourt takes over for Gary Peralta. First pitch from Betancourt misses outside. It's 1-0. A couple of defensive changes for the Bombers. Robert Blaschke enters at second and takes over for Matt Gonzalez. That one misses high. It's 2-0. This is Jacob Kalt up to bat. 0 for 1 today, walked and scored back in the 4th. Nick Schnapp takes over in center. He was the right fielder. That one's lifted to left. Weird beat on it, but able to handle it is Brandon Smith for the first out. So Nick Schnapp slides over from right field to center, takes over for Mason Daniels. And Aiden Rowan, who came in to run for Daniels, will take over in right. So again, Blaschke at second, Schnapp in center, Rowan in right. 1 out, Mason Grace digs in. 1 for 2 with the run scored back in the 4th. First pitch breaking ball missed. Looks like it missed inside. 1-0 to the extra hitter today. That one's in there, a good one. Evens the count, 1-1. Working quickly, another breaking ball drops into the zone. It's 1-2. Deepest count Mason Grace has seen today. He swung at the second pitch twice. That one's popped up back and out of play. You heard it. That one almost knocked the AC unit out of the wall. Betancourt set again, working from the windup, the 1-2. That one sprayed into right field, but hangs up just long enough that Aiden Rowan can handle it. 2 outs now in the top of the 5th. Here's Joseph Grignon, the first baseman. 1 for 1, singled in the 2nd and had an RBI and a bases loaded walk back in the 4th. That 6-run inning giving the Snowbirds the lead. First pitch slider misses high. It's 1-0. Fastball able to get a piece of it, evens the count 1-1. Looks like the last arm that the Bombers will have ready and available in this game is Jake Matisse. He's currently stretching in the Bombers bullpen. A couple of arms up over in the Snowbirds pen. Actually, it looks like it's just one. Off speed misses high. 2-1 to Grignon. Betancourt takes a stroll around the mound. Kicks and deals the 2-1. Sees that one in. Breaking ball called at the bottom part of the zone. Betancourt looking to hold this one where it is. Bombers bat's very capable of making a comeback. 2-2 with 2 outs. Offered at it. They appeal to the first base umpire, and he says he did not go. And fills up the count. Looks like that's Johnny Young warming up in the Snowbirds pen. May see him take over for Jake Cooch in the next half. Time called at the plate. Vinny Alfino shaking some hair out of the helmet. Three balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball missed high. Grignon reaches on the walk. First one allowed by Betancourt. Seventh walk allowed today by Bombers pitching. 2 outs and a runner on. Here's Juan Sarmiento. He struck out twice today, watches the first fastball come in for a strike, 0-1. Struck out looking in the 2nd, swinging in the 4th. Grounds that one to 2nd. Robert Blaschke's under it, tosses over to 1st, and that'll end the top of the 5th. So 1 runner reaches on a walk to Joseph Grignon, but nothing doing for the Snowbirds. We go to the Bombers' half of the 5th. They trail 8-7. Bottom of the 5th, it's the Bombers' bats' time to wake up. They're down 8-7. Jake Cooch returns for the Snowbirds. Threw 2 pitches and got 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Schnapp, Lang, and Richardson due up for the Bombers. 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. Nick Schnapp digs into the right-hand batter's box facing the lefty Jake Cooch. Here's the first pitch. Sees it in, it's high, 1-0. Schnapp 1 for 2 today, singled in the 3rd and scored. That one misses downstairs, it's 2-0. Now that I've got the chance, I'll tell you a little bit more about Jake Cooch out of West Valley College. 5'11", 165, making his 6th appearance of the season so far. That pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1. He has been tacked with a decision in 4 of those 5 appearances so far. A 1-3 record. That one's chopped out to short. Jalen Edmonds comes in. Throw to first is going to be dropped by Grignon. That's going to go as a single. Nick Schnapp there to beat it out. But a good scoop at first would have had him out. Maybe. Here's Connor Lang. He took over at third base for Deshaun Johnson. Walked his first time up and scored. He lays down the bunt, and for the 3rd time, he drops it. That's no infield fly, so they'll say that the bunt attempt that was popped up was dropped by Cooch. He goes to second to get the fielder's choice and cuts down the lead runner. Again, what a weird way, a turn of events here. Once again in the 5th, we see another bunt squared up. That one not caught in the air, but it ends up as the first out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Not only to have 3 bunt pop-ups, but to have 3 bunt attempts.
That's right.
Is odd for us.
Goes a 1-6 fielder's choice. First pitch of Tyler Richardson misses down low, 1-0. Laying at first, Richardson at the plate. He's 2 for 2, had a triple and a single. They make a throw back to first, and Lang is in there safely. Big day for Richardson, 2 for 2, triple and a single, 2 runs scored. Took him a little while to find the right guy to match the cleanup spot for the Bombers. But Tyler Richardson has been hanging in there. Fouls that one down the 3rd baseline. Especially these days when Richardson doesn't have to catch as well. A day like today when he's batting out of the 4 spot and DHing. He is always bound to have a good day. Watches that one miss high. It's 2-1. A couple of righties in the pen for the Snowbirds. Johnny Young still warming up, and it looks like RJ Forbes has started to toss as well. Jake Matisse warming up in the Bombers' pen. The ball gets away at first on the throw back. Connor Lang is digging into second, and he'll make it in there standing. Go as an error on Jake Cooch. That's the 3rd error of the day for the Snowbirds. They're still hanging in there, leading 8-7 over the Bombers. Runner in scoring position and only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-1 to Richardson. Skips in the dirt and gets behind the catcher Shepard. Lang moves up another 90. Connor Lang standing at third base now. Goes a wild pitch. That's the first wild pitch charged to Jake Cooch all year. 3 balls and 1 strike to the catcher. Misses to Richardson. He reaches. Runners at first and third and only 1 out. They'll have time to talk on the mound. And it looks like Jake Cooch is going to be removed from this ball game. So we'll have a new arm on the mound for the Snowbirds. 2 on and only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll be right back. It's a battle of the 6s in the bottom of the 5th. Jake Cooch leaves after 2/3 of an inning. Leaves runners at first and third. Connor Lang at third and Tyler Richardson at first. First pitch to Brandon Dodd is swung on and missed, 0-1. Dodd with a big day so far. 2 singles, 3 RBI, and a run scored. Has a chance to tie this ball game with a base hit. Swung on another one and missed. 0-2 to the shortstop. It's Johnny Young on the mound for the Snowbirds, the right-hander. That's 2 strikes on Brandon Dodd. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Runner at first takes off. Pitch misses high. There'll be no throw, no one to cover. Johnny Young making his 4th appearance of the season out of Lassen College, 6'1", 200. 1-1 on the season so far. The 1-2 watches it go down. First strikeout for Johnny Young and in a big spot. Brandon Dodd is retired for the first time today. That brings up Justice Lucas. He is 1 for 2 with a single. Once again, another big spot for the Bombers here. Two on, two out. First pitch to Justice Lucas. Watches a fastball sail outside. It's 1-0. Young working from the stretch. Stares down Lang at third. Comes to the plate. That one's flown out to right field. Looks like it's going to be handled by the second baseman, Dylan Brown, for the third out. Big time pressure, but big time guts and big time performance for Johnny Young. Comes in with runners on first and third and strands them in the corners. We head to the top of the sixth. Snowbirds still hanging on to a one-run lead, 8-7. Snowbirds still hanging on to a one-run lead over the Bombers. It's 8-7 in the top of the sixth. New lefty on the mound for the Bombers is Jake Matisse. Here to tell you about him, the Snowbirds batting, and the rest of this game, Steve Granato.
Thanks, Sam. Jake Matisse is the fifth call to the pen today in what is now the top of the sixth. First pitch will be fouled off by Dylan Brown, a two-run single his last time up as a part of a big six-run fourth. This ball game is encroaching near the 2-hour mark. We're about 9 minutes away. There is no third game on this field as a called strike comes home. But there is an early game today at 5 o'clock with the boys needing to get on the field around 4. You may be thinking, as this one pitch misses out, 2-1 here on Brown, you may be thinking, well, yeah, there should be plenty of time for them to turn it around. Well, you got to remember this field needs to be drug and chalked and cleaned, and dugouts need to be cleaned and all that good stuff. Outside with it, 2-2. Not only that, but also you want the field to have a little reprieve to let the literal dust settle. Even if you water it, you want everything to kind of settle back into place a little bit more. That way there's less tricky hops. There's a called strike 3 on the inside edge, and Dylan Brown goes down. Looking, Jake Matisse's first strikeout. So there are other factors at play when you have a quicker turnaround. We'll have the same situation tomorrow, which should be the last, theoretically, unless there's any changes through the final 2 weeks of the season. That's crazy. Last game coming up in 15 days. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1 on Ina. Moliola Ina, pair of walks, pair of runs scored in this one.
I'm about to bring you a red apple. delicious apple.
Why?
You're my teacher.
Okay.
Last day of school.
Oh. Okay.
Or are you supposed to bring it on the first day?
I think it's the first day.
I guess I was a bad student.
Yeah. Flipped out towards shallow right, late jump, but a diving effort won't come up with it. Aiden Rowan full out dive, but Ina aboard for the third time today. It's his first hit. 8th hit of the day for the Snowbirds. They're trying to add to their lead. Can you believe it? The 5th inning was the first inning today in which runs were not scored. And you may be seeing it around right now. They're already setting up, by the way, for the 5 o'clock game. So that's also part of it. Got to clear out the field. No balls and 1 strike here on Matt Siebold, the batter. He walked, also flew out. He was cut down in a rundown between third and home pickoff attempt. Final line for Alex Betancourt, an inning with nothing but a walk. 4 batters faced. Gotta love those batters faced. Out of play for strike 2. It has crept up to 105 here today. The sun's still shining. When ain't it? I guess it literally always is. It just depends on if we can see it. That's a called strike 3. Down looking goes Siebold, 2 down. Getting philosophical today.
It's always sunny and philosophical.
Wow. Deep cut.
Just portmanteau.
Uh-huh. Jalen Edmonds to the plate, an eventful day. 3 for 3, 2 RBIs and a run scored. Could also give him a stolen base today. Outside with the offering. It's an off-speed pitch, 1-0. Perspective, Sam. It's always sunny. It just depends on where you are.
That's
wow.
right.
Put that on a pillow.
Wow.
2-0.
Put it next to the Live, Laugh, Love and the.
What
was your other one?
It was some weird one, yeah. I can't remember what it was. That was like 400 days ago.
Dome, Sweet Dome.
Nope, that wasn't it. 2-0. It'll be flipped out to right field and an easy play this time. No dive required for Rowan. So a 1-out single that falls in for Ina gets spoiled here in the 6th. No runs, a hit, no errors. A runner left at first to the bottom of the inning. Bombers still down by 1. Vegas native R.J. Forbes on the hill now as the right-hander takes over for Johnny Young. This is the 10th combined pitcher in this game. Young goes 2/3 of an inning with a strikeout. And it'll be Aiden Rowan to lead things off. This will be the first time up for Rowan as he pulls one down the first base line. That's going to be an out to begin the inning. Ground out goes 3 and assisted from Grignon. So rather quiet out, quite literally. This will be Robert Blaschke, who took over defensively for Matt Gonzalez. His first time up. 8-7, Snowbirds lead. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter on deck, too. Get some different bats in the lineup here. First pitch, Blaschke in the dirt.
Most notably, a couple of lefties to face off against Forbes.
Correct. Rowan was, Blaschke is, on deck is as well. Out of play with this one for a strike. Forbes out of Kansas Wesleyan University, the right-hander making his 5th relief appearance out of Rancho High School, 6'1", 245. Not 145. One and two the count on Blaschke. Takes it high, 2-2. We are right at the 2-hour mark. It's 1:46 here in Palm Springs. Two. Pulled out to right. They were shading backwards, and it falls in front of Siebold for a 1-out single, the tying run aboard. Brings up
Brandon Brown.
Is that Brandon Brown?
Sure is.
Okay, I got thrown off because the other two Brandons were in the lineup. I'm like, Brandon Brown can't be batting.
I'm telling you, 3 Brandons
Yeah.
makes it a tough time.
Yeah, this isn't a elementary school class you want to be in. So Brandon Brown puts all the Brandons in the lineup. He pinch hits here for Alex Betancourt.
They'll have a courtesy runner.
That's
Matt Gonzalez.
Matt Gonzalez enters the ball game. Oh, summer college ball.
He's re-entered for himself.
He has. That's some high school stuff right there. First pitch. He lifts it into right field. Siebold's got a read. And there's 2 outs. Gonzalez retreats. See if we play past this 6th inning. Wow. Long day, Sam. This one feels like a long one. And it's not over for us. We got another one tonight at 9-inning game, no less.
Yeah. Basically another 1.5 of these.
Woo. Why'd you put it that way? What are you doing to me? Saw a 13-2 ball game in the first one. This has been a wacky affair. It's settled down over the last 2 innings. Been a little bit more conventional. High and tight to Alfino, the first right-handed bat we see here in the inning. 2 outs, runner at first. It's 8-7 Snowbirds. Last run scored in the 4th was a lone run on an RBI double from Alfino, who waits the 1-0, takes it down in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Sam, I don't know about you, but I need food and a reprieve from the heat. Maybe a Gatorade or something.
Get yourself one of the Gator Lights. The rehydration.
Ground ball towards the hole. They were shading up the middle. And that'll put the tying run at second. The potential winning run at first. That's obviously depending on if we play past this 6th inning. Back to the top of the order. Taking roll now, class. Brandon. 3 voices here. Brandon Smith, 0 for 3 today. 2 outs, same button here. Once again, Jalen Edmonds, I know he's got to hold a little bit here at second, but he's really shifted up the middle by a good 3 big strides.
Yeah, that's playing a bit too far to the left, especially with the righty at the plate.
Fouled off 0-1. If this is the last inning, this is a save situation for Forbes. Let's see, who gave up the 8th run? Peralta.
Oh, poor guy.
So Peralta is the pitcher of record right now for the Bombers. Welcome to the PSCL. 1-1. Winning pitcher right now would be Jake Cooch. It's a lot to keep track of today. This is where you beg for an official score on days like this. You handle it. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Again, depends on if we play the top of the 7th. Would be an incredible comeback for the Snowbirds today. It already has been, but can they polish it off? 1-2 the count. With the tying run at second on its way home. Got him swinging in the dirt. He hangs on and strikes out Smith. And that, I believe, is the ball game. Maybe. Are we going to do this dance again? No, we won't, I believe, because we're already taking the bases out. That's the ball game here in this one. It took us 2 hours and 5 minutes, but the Snowbirds, once trailing 6-2, come back and win this by an 8-7 final to stay in the win column and take down the mighty Bombers here today. That's going to do it for us. The winner again will be Jake Cooch. Loss handed to Gary Peralta and a save for RJ Forbes. 8-7 the final. Don't forget, coming up tonight's 5:05 the game's first pitch for the Arroyo Seco Sentinels and the Palm Springs Power, all right here if you can't make it out to the ballpark, right here on the YouTube channel. We'll talk to you tonight, but until then, enjoy what's left of your Friday afternoon, everybody.